AI used out and for cameras to monitor everyone, the vehicles, what they may have in their hands and around them, whatever. Because there were about 5 kids sitting at a bench eating some Doritos, and one of those stupid cameras that makes AI a danger to the public thought one of them was holding a gun. Somehow that bag of chips went into a position when they held it just right, and then all of a sudden, because it already knew what it was at a certain point before it eventually just went to looks like a shape of a gun, and then it just automatic, because that's what it's programmed to do. You see anything that looks like a gun, you report it. And so you can have anything in your hand that could look like a gun if you hold it in a certain way, and it will call the cops, and the cops will come with guns pointed at you. So you better be prepared to die when you see them rolling up real quick and you got something in your hand, and because they're afraid for their lives. They got to go home to their families. They don't have to care about your life. You don't have the right to life with these authorities, these military police. Oh, and then I realized the Monroe Doctrine and the sovereign immunity doctrines, those were created to protect the police from prosecution and whatever. But out of those two mainly, and with all the other doctrines and stuff that's created to protect us from them, so it used those two with everything else that's used to protect us and stuck it all together in one little bit. So they sit here and they act like they have domination over us and all of that. I got another conversation going just about that. I'll do a video on it. I'll probably do it first. It's a long one. So it'll probably be 3 videos. I think I'm done with that one. Probably be 3 videos. I'll try not to make it more than 45 minutes. Or 40. I don't like them being an hour or more. My phone will only hold so much, so I can only record so much over past an hour, maybe an hour and a half at most. And then I can't record no more. Not enough data. They don't give you enough. Oh, here, buy some extra data. They started that crap with these phones and this stuff to make more money. Well, you want more data so you can have more space or whatever, more whatever, so you can have more space, so you can do longer videos, more videos kept in your camera before you delete them and then delete them out of the trash. My phone before this, I could do all that. Or the one before that, I could do all that, and I could have a bunch of videos saved and still make videos. Not on these newer ones. And what sucks is after I make the videos, I gotta delete them all. I got no way to save them for just in case I can bring them back another day. With all this, hopefully, if it'll happen, all these restrictions, these speech word bans that the Constitution was created to prevent. It told me straight up, Constitution, First Amendment was created to restrict the government from making any laws to strict any word you say. If it pops in your head, that's a God-given right to take that, what pops in your head, and to speak it out. They can't take that away. That's a God-given right. It's an unalienable right. That's what the first 8 is considered. The first, our inalienable rights. Or I'll say 1 through 5. Because 6 and the rest is for lawyers. Where you need a lawyer. If you get the 8th Amendment for if you get battered by cops or whatever, and it's not justice, it's not justified under the 8th Amendment. It even ignores it don't even pop up the 6th and 8th Amendment in the list when it says the violations. I don't know why. And the 11th Amendment. But the first 5, those are our unalienable rights to be free from oppression. The 3rd Amendment, not having any MPs, military police, put it on every street. Because that's oppression. You're not light. You're not free. Because you don't see anything like that around. You know. Or, I mean, you're not light and you're not free with them around. Because then you're hoping you're not going to end up doing something wrong. It's going to get them to look at you a certain way. You're no longer able to think about just anything else. You got that right there thrown in your face and in your space, and it's just oppression and terrorism, fear. I got someone right here. You're to have fear put into you from to make sure you slave obeys your masters. In a fake imaginary government system. It's just countrywide slavery. That's all it is. Countrywide slavery. Great American Experiment. Their experiment sure is working pretty well. They got all of the MAGA people fighting each other. Look at it. Think about it. They got the MAGA people now getting mad at each other because they're those that's turning on Trump because they're opening their eyes. They're all of a sudden finally sitting back and looking and seeing what's going on. Looking at the actions. And then these others who are blind with Stockholm Syndrome are sitting there now hating on them. We don't have hate. We're not for violence. We have nothing but love. Because we's Republicans and conservatives and what the hell ever. I live in an imaginary world. It causes problems and interrupts my life and my life between me and my family and my friends, and I just let it happen because I want to be a part of something and participate in a cult of personality. You ain't going to have the personality you should have. Politics is giving you a political personality because your life is ran by politics because that's all you look at, think about, pay attention to, and participate in. I'm going to participate in what politics says. I'm going to run my life how politics says. I'm not going to just think of how to run my life my way. I'm just going to go by how somebody else wants me to do it. And then I'm going to get a bunch of people or have them that tell me we need these people so we can take care of the criminals and keep everybody in line with what they want. Not what you want. They'll tell you it's for what you want when they've heard what enough, majority or whatever enough says they want. Oh, we'll come in and we'll get that for you. And we'll create this for you. And then we'll force these people at the barrel of a gun to live how you want, like you. Do you want everybody to live like you? If everybody lived like you, guess what? You would not be on here doing what you're doing. You or nobody else would be watching any TV because everybody's the same. And that's what this system's trying to do. It's trying to get everybody to be the same like all the Democrats are. They're all woke. They're all lovey-dovey between each other. None of them fighting each other, even if there are others that don't care, don't like the ones that they're for, but they're on their side. They leave them alone. And who do they go after? The Republicans. Who's backing the Republican side? And the conservatives and whoever the hell else. People don't even know what the hell they are. They say, I'm this, I'm that, but I'm going to vote for something that's not for exactly what I'm for. And then when they do something that I say, that I just believe I didn't vote for, I'm just going to say, I didn't vote for that. Yeah, you did. He said, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do that. But didn't tell you how. But you got to hear what he's going to do. That sounds good. And so you went over and said, I'm going to vote for him. I love him. Hey, old Trump. He could do no wrong. Tattoos. All kinds of crap. Stupid crap. When I saw that, that Roger Stone, I liked him though anyways. Had a big old tattoo on his back of Nixon, and Nixon was such a big old traitor. And he still backs Nixon. That right there is what got me. Why does he still back him? He was a traitor. He took us off the gold standard. He ruined this country. More. And was okay with it. So, I should find out if Ronald Reagan, when he created or turned to militarize the police, if he did it after he was shot or before he was shot. Because if he did it after he was shot to put him in line if he was to survive. If he wouldn't have survived, whoever would have come in next would have done what they wanted. So y'all don't get it. You think all these states that sold themselves to the North America or whatever, it was all free and innocent and all that? No. I got the evidence. North America was the most tyrannical country in this world. In this country. And it still is. It ain't changed. It ain't changed. If you look at the way it is today, how it works and the way it worked, back then, and how the prison industrial complex was created to just put people in who are disobedient to anything that they create, any law they create, you're a criminal. You break any of what we, the state, or what we call the state laws, you break any of our laws, you turned us into a victim, or the state, they say, and therefore you're a criminal. You created a victim, and all you did was broke a stupid little law that hurt no one. Oh, did it cause you any personal injury? Then you're not a victim. The state can't be a victim. There's no personal injury. Where's the personal injury it suffered? The whole rule. See, if you learn how to speak the right language in courts, from what I'm hearing and finding out, and it's working, they'll throw you out. They don't want to deal with you no more. I guarantee you, they get me before I finally just go ahead and take care of it. I go to court. If they keep me in until I see judge, I don't care. I see the prosecutor first when I'm standing there at that little window when they're on the other side in the protection space, because they're all high and mighty, and then and afraid of everybody. Everybody's going to want to hurt them, and then they hand me that shit. Now, in a subset, without prejudice, I object. I am not a legal person that the state created, because the state didn't create me. My obedience is to and allegiance is to the Father who art in heaven, not to some imaginary state or imaginary government that does not exist. In reality, the buildings exist, but the aspect of government does not, unless you allow it to exist in your mind and participate to think that it's part of reality. You're not living in reality. The what do you call them? Trump mentioned them. Amish. They live in reality. They don't live in these fairy tale worlds right here now. They stay off of all that stuff. They don't have kids that are mentally ill in some way, born that way, or got Down syndrome, and that other one, autism, messed up kids. They don't have none of that. None of them take any of that stuff we take. I don't. It's a shame to have parents force their kids to take something instead of letting them have the free will to say, I don't want to. Learn what it's like to have free will. They're taking it away from us all. Free will, and they're doing it with the kids, and they got the parents to do it. Used to be the parents had the kids, and they'd take care of the kids till the kids was old enough to go out and run around and have friends and eat off of their parents and whatever, and come home and eat, and everybody's taking care of each other's kids in a way because their kids are all hanging together. And the kids get to have a open mind about things, get to imagine stuff, get to have all kinds of fun. Not no more. Now they're sitting down on these things, just. They showed a little kid in its car seat, and the mama or daddy was driving, and there was one sitting beside the baby next to them, and had their phone out recording the baby doing this. And there was no phone or nothing in his or her hands. We're doing exactly what I'm doing. Because they're stuck on it. They're addicted to it. Now, in their mind's eye, they can believe they're actually on one when there's nothing in their hands. See how powerful this stuff is? And they don't want you to realize that. All this, everything was great until internet was placed on phones in your hand. And everything would have stayed great if they would have just kept the computers, the internet, to themselves. But they knew what it would do, and it was an experiment too. Because it's a great American experiment. You all take care. Bye.